Welcome to Lydia's Lunch Bunch, Western Maine edition with Mark and JC, where we spotlight the businesses, people, and stories shaping the communities in Oxford, Norway, South Paris, West Paris, and beyond. We're expanding the conversation while keeping the same mission, highlighting the people making a difference in our region. Feel free to share your comments, questions, or suggestions via email at podcast@lydiamediallc.com.
Today's show is brought to you by Ruper's Beverage and Redemption. When it comes to beer, wine, and spirits, don't botch it, squatch it. Your little, demon voice every time. Squatch it! Squatch it! It really does remind me of Precious.
That's what I think of when I think of Ruper's. They're my precious.
My precious. At 4 locations in Lewiston, Auburn, and Oxford. Learn more at rupersbeverage.com, and remember, the party starts at Ruper's. Also by DeBlois Electric, building lasting relationships since 1967. From homes to businesses, their licensed, fully trained technicians handle it all. Repairs, upgrades, standby generators, EV chargers, heat pumps, and more. No job is too big, and no job is too small. Learn more at DeBloiseElectric.com.
Our guest today is the owner of Simply Soft in South Paris, RaeAnne Richards. We didn't find this out until the end of the show, but she is a big deal in the waxing world. She was Waxer of the Year at the Skin Games.
Yes, yep.
An international competition, and our guest is like a superstar. She won the award in 2025.
Yes.
And we have her on the show, and we can't wait to play that interview for you. RaeAnne is, I will call her a character.
She's a hoot.
She is a hoot, no doubt about it. Folks, you also want to use discretion before you listen to this interview because RaeAnne does talk about Brazilian waxes. I think we all know where that procedure takes place, and she does get a little graphic here and there. So before we get to the interview, let's take a look at some headlines for Wednesday, April 22nd.
The Sun Journal reports that the Lewiston School Committee will vote on the proposed $130 million budget during tonight's meeting. The proposed budget is an 8% increase over the current budget, down from the 12% increase reflected by the first proposed budget to the committee.
The committee is offering 2 opportunities for public comment. The first is at the board's regular business meeting tonight at 5:30 at Connors Elementary School at 400 Bartlett Street. Tomorrow, Jake Langley is hosting Coffee with the Superintendent from 2 to 6 p.m. at the Dingley Building at 36 Oak Street.
Governor Mills signed a law to extend Maine's affordable housing tax credit for an additional 8 years. According to the governor's office, the program is one of the largest state investments in housing in Maine's history. It has led to the construction and use of 2,100 additional apartments, with 1,800 more currently under construction and over 1,500 in the underwriting process.
The Auburn School Committee eliminated $500,000 from its $67 million proposed budget for fiscal year 2026-27. The cuts came at the request of the City Council, which said the proposed budget is reasonable with its 5% increase over the current $64.5 million budget. Once approved, the budget will be sent to voters on June 9th. Now it's time for the weather.
Rain or shine, it's all okay. Grab your uke and start the day. You don't need perfect skies above. Hey, just a song and a little love.
Cloudy today with a high of 46 and a low of 27. Mostly sunny tomorrow with a high of 52 and a low of 36. A sunny start to Friday before cloudy skies move in. High of 51 and a low of 33.
In sports, Victor Arvidsson scored 2 goals and Jeremy Swayman made 34 saves to lead the Bruins over the Buffalo Sabres 4-2 in Game 2 of their best-of-7 playoff series. The series is now tied at 1 game apiece. Game 3 is tomorrow at 7 p.m. in Boston.
The Celtics were outscored 37-26 in the second quarter and never recovered as they lost to the 76ers 111-97. The best-of-7 series is tied 1-1 with Game 3 on Friday night in Philadelphia.
And the Red Sox managed just 4 hits, and they scored as many runs as JC and I did last night against the New York Yankees. It was 4-0 was the final. I think we could have done better, JC.
Maybe.
They'll play again tonight at 6:45 in Boston.
On the high school scoreboard in baseball, Leavitt beat Morse 3-2. Oxford Hills over Hampden Academy 6-2. And Poland won over Lewiston 14-0.
In softball, it was Levitt over Morse 10-0. Lewiston beat Poland 4-1, and Oxford Hills edged Hampden Academy 5-4. That is your news, weather, and sports. And right now it's time for the podcast segment that is sweeping the Twin Cities. It's time for famous people birthdays.
They're famous. It's their birthdays. It's famous people birthdays. It's famous people birthdays.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I thought of it a little too late, but I was going to do the little gremlin voice that you do for this.
Oh, for sweeping?
Yes.
Sweeping. Sweeping, my precious. Let's take a look at FPBs for April the 22nd. We're going to start off with Ryan Stiles, who is 67 years old today, best known for his work on Whose Line Is It Anyway, both the British and American versions, and he also played Lewis on The Drew Carey Show. Peter Frampton, 76 years old today. After being a band member in The Herd and Humble Pie, he found significant success as a solo artist. His signature hit songs include Show Me the Way, Baby I Love Your Way, and Do You Feel Like We Do. Frampton was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2024. Director John Waters is 80 years old today. He rose to fame in the early 70s for his transgressive cult films, including Multiple Maniacs that came out in 1970, Pink Flamingos in 72, and Female Trouble in 74. Waters also wrote and directed the comedy film Hairspray in 1988, which was later adapted into a Broadway hit musical and 2007 musical film. Rounding out FPBs for April the 22nd is legendary actor Jack Nicholson, 89 years old today, widely regarded as one of the greatest actors of the 20th century. He won Academy Awards for Best Actor for playing Randall McMurphy in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest in 1975, as an author with OCD in As Good as It Gets in 97, and he won Best Supporting Actor for playing an aging playboy in Terms of Endearment in 1983. He also received Oscar nominations for Easy Rider, Five Easy Pieces, The Last Detail, Chinatown, Reds, Pritzi's Honor, Ironweed, A Few Good Men, and About Schmidt. And he was also in The Shining, just one of the classic horror movies of all time. Nicholson is one of only 2 actors to be nominated for an Academy Award for acting in films made in every decade from the 1960s to the 2000s. And the other is Ashton Kutcher. Nah, just kidding, it's Michael Caine. Those are your FPBs. Now it's time for some OTDs. It happened on this day. It happened on this day. It happened on this day.
14 years ago in 2012, Veep premiered on HBO. It ran for 7 seasons.
And starred the incomparable Julia Louis-Dreyfus of Seinfeld fame.
16 years ago in 2010, Bret Michaels had a brain hemorrhage. He spent 2 weeks in the hospital and made a full recovery.
And to the best of my knowledge, still touring.
22 years ago in 2004, Pat Tillman was killed by friendly fire in Afghanistan. Tillman was a former NFL player who enlisted in the Army because of September 11th. 32 years ago in 1994, Richard Nixon died of a stroke at the age of 82. 41 years ago, in 1985, Prince released his 7th album, Around the World in a Day. That's the one featuring Raspberry Beret.
The kind you buy in a secondhand store.
Yeah. 57 years ago, in 1969, John Lennon legally changed his middle name from John Winston Lennon to John Ono Lennon.
Let me ask you this, JC. If and when you do get married, would you change your name?
Yeah, probably.
You would. Traditional?
I got brothers.
You got brothers. Right.
They'll carry that.
The family name will live on.
Yeah, just not through me.
Let me ask you this. What if his last name was Tracy? So your name would be JC Tracy.
JC May Tracy.
JC May Tracy. Oh my God.
Yeah, no, that might be a conversation.
Okay, gotcha. So there are limitations there.
Yeah.
You got it. Okay.
Yeah, well, I I'd take that into account, I think.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, you're not the one for me.
Right.
If you were, you would probably have a last name that fit mine. I just can't.
I can't with your name.
Oh, my goodness. And 162 years ago, in 1864, Congress authorized the use of the phrase, "In God We Trust," on U.S. coins.
Those are your FPBs and OTDs for April the 22nd.
Whether you want a sit-down meal or a grab-and-go, Pat's Pizza in Auburn offers delicious sandwiches, pasta, salads, and pizza at family-friendly prices. Pat's Pizza, serving the L.A. area since 1985. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 85 Center Street in Auburn. Online at patsauburn.com.
Dirigo Federal Credit Union is proud to call Lewiston Auburn home. Whether you're buying a house, saving for the future, or growing your business, we're here for you, right where you live. Visit dirigofcu.com and feel the difference of a credit union that truly knows LA.
Mark and JC taking the show on the road once again, and we want to thank Ollie and David for allowing us to use their space upstairs at Oxford Hills Mercantile. You may recognize Ollie and David's from a previous podcast we did, where Ollie was very vocal.
Yes.
On that podcast. I think he did more talking than our guest that day, but I got to say hi to him downstairs. Ollie's a dog, by the way, if you folks don't know. I was just about to say I got to pet him downstairs, and I wanted to make sure that everyone knew he was a dog before things got weird. But today, I'm going to change the subject. Today, we have the pleasure of being joined here by RaeAnne Richards, who is the owner of Simply Soft. RaeAnne, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
It is great to meet you. What can you tell us about Simply Soft?
I am just a small little boutique spa here in downtown South Paris, Market Square. I offer waxing and skincare services. We have a Reiki gal that comes in, Tracy. She does an amazing job on just getting your head and your body all back in balance, and she's wonderful.
You did ask me off air if I ever had a Brazilian wax, and
Yes.
I jokingly said yes. But I will tell you that I have had Reiki.
Okay.
I used to work at the Dempsey Center in Lewiston. The Dempsey Center provides free services to cancer patients, and
Yes.
Reiki was one of them. And they wanted all of the staff to experience Reiki so we would know what we're talking about when we talk to cancer patients.
Absolutely.
And I just want to tell you this very quickly. The practitioner who was performing Reiki on me was about a 10 to 12 minute session. And I had my eyes closed through the entire thing. And I could feel something was going on. She did not touch my body, but she had her hands like,
Yep.
I don't know, an inch above
Yep.
my body. After it was all done, she goes, "Okay, you can open your eyes now. We're finished." And I looked up, and she was like just kind of looking at me. And I go, "What's going on?" She goes, "It was weird." She goes, "When I was around your shoulders, it got really warm, and I felt the sensation around your shoulders." And I'm thinking to myself, "Wow, this is amazing. I'm going to find something out of it." And I'm like, "Wow, what does that mean?" And she shrugged her shoulders. She goes, "I don't know." And then she walked off. So. That was, and after that, I've had Reiki a handful of times after that. My wife is a cancer survivor, and she believes in Reiki, and she loves it as well. So I'm a big believer in Reiki,
absolutely.
despite what I just told you.
Yes.
We had a good laugh about it.
Yeah.
But tell us how you got into this line of work.
Oh, so I was an outside sales rep for many years, driving like 50,000 miles a year, selling eyewear to opticians, ophthalmologists, optometry places. So I drove all over Washington and Oregon and Northern California, and that was my territory. So after doing that for so long, you get really comfortable driving. And I needed to get off the road because I would read my mail, paint my nails. I mean, put in orders. I could not tell you what I'd passed for 50 miles because I was not paying attention. So I needed to get off the road. It was, a matter of, saving my life and someone else's. And so when I was talking with my aunt about it, she goes, "Well, why don't you go back to school and get your license to do hair?" and I will let you take over the salon, and all I want to do is just stand behind the chair, and cut hair. And I was like, oh, it's a good idea. So I went to school to get my license to do hair, and I fell in love with aesthetics. Aesthetics was one of those things that everybody left with a big smile on their face and happy and satisfied. It didn't matter if you tore all the hair or ripped all the hair out of their body. They're hair free. And when they left, they were like, woo. So even though it was painful, the end result was always satisfying for clients. And being in sales for so long, you know, you educate clients, and you don't really want to sell them anything. You just want them to make their own decision so that you feel good about, you know, the sale. And I thought, this is an excellent way to, you know, give back to people and give them, you know, services that they actually want and appreciate. And so that's kind of been my journey ever since. And I focus on just making people feel really comfortable and coming in and just being there for them, you know, like letting them talk, letting them express. And they also have to hear my stuff too. So, you know.
It's like therapy.
It is totally like therapy, but, you know, I just care a lot about people, and I just want people to be happy and feel good about themselves. And so I feel that in what I do now, I can do that. I can help people along and help people be happy and feel good.
What made you want to open up your business here in South Paris?
Well, we moved from Washington State to Maine about 5 years ago. And in Washington State, I was actually right next to a military base. And so when my husband and I were traveling around the United States trying to find a place to move to from Washington State, I was always like, well, make sure it's near a military base because I've already got built-in clientele. And so if you look through my reviews, you'll see reviews from all over the United States. Well, it's because I was near a military base. And so we actually were in Nashville, Tennessee, 2020 at Christmas. And we were 2 blocks from that bombing Christmas Day in Nashville.
Wow.
And I had just made friends with a gal here in Maine. She'd came to my spa in Washington State, and she was frantically calling, you know, making sure we were all okay. Well, I thought it was, you know, an earthquake until my husband's waking me up going, there was a bombing. We can't leave the hotel. And I'm like, oh. And so when I finally returned her call, she's like, you guys are fine. You come to Maine. We got property here. Come to Maine. And so we were like, okay, that's our next place. And so we rented a manufacturer. We rented an RV, flew into Boston, rented an RV, had 10 days to travel around and see all of Maine and New England and New Hampshire and Vermont and Boston. And really fell in love. And I think the biggest thing that got us here was the fact that we were traveling in, I think it was Vermont, and we pulled into this little convenience store, and there was 3 cars outside still running, purses and keys in it, doors unlocked and everything. And we walk in, we're thinking, God, if that was Washington State, that it would be gone now, you know, you're not coming out to your car, or at least your purse or whatever's in it is going to be gone, right. You know? And so we were like, wow, that would be really nice to live like that. And so when we got back to Washington State, I had some drugged out dude try and break into my car at a busy intersection. And I got home and I was like, we're moving to Maine. My husband's like, now? And I'm like, yeah. If I can't be safe where I'm at, I gotta go. And so we moved over here, and that was quite the experience. And I found this little office and just had a couple of the locals help me get it remodeled and set up for my business. And I've been in business ever since, and built a nice clientele. And I've had several other services come and go. And it's small, it's boutique. Yeah. I'm a constant there, and when I find people that, add to my idea of what I want for my spa, then I do. And yeah, I just want a peaceful place for people to come and heal and relax and feel like, they're somebody.
What was the process of building a new clientele in a new place?
So that was very interesting because Washington State, you can do Google ads. Google ads keep you busy. Maine, nope. Not at all. So Maine was more like a Facebook thing. And in Washington State, like if you did advertising on Facebook, you weren't going to get a whole lot back, But in Maine, yeah, you're going to get more back on Facebook than in other places. So I had to just kind of rethink my marketing plan and how I get clients. And also being a small town like this, word of mouth has been really great as well. Yeah. So I kind of have that reputation of just being down to earth and easy to talk to. And so, yeah, I wax families of girls, friends of girls, Yeah. My main thing is waxing, and my main waxing thing is Brazilian waxing. So I have a lot of people unclothed in front of me in very peculiar positions.
Nothing to you, right?
Makes everything very uncomfortable for them. For me, it's just another day in the office. And
Right.
so I don't think anything of it. And I just talk a lot to try and make them comfortable and okay with everything.
Did that take a while to get used to when you first started? Or were
yes.
you just like, oh, yeah?
Oh, yes. I remember going home to my fiance at the time, going, okay, so I saw this on a girl, and is that normal? And him and his friends would be like, girl, you've seen more vagina than all of us. Don't come to us and ask us stuff like that. And so, yeah. And the other thing that a lot of people wouldn't really think about coming into this industry is it kind of kills your sexual desire because you look at it every day.
Yeah.
And then when I would have people come in, like an OBGYN come in, and I'm like, did that happen to you? And they're like, yeah, it's a little hard to get excited to see, somebody else's genitalia when you're dealing with it all day. So
Yeah.
there are, downfalls and things like that you just don't think of when you enter into, an industry like that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
You still love what you do.
Oh, I can do what I do in my sleep, and it is the absolute perfect thing for me to do. I have the personality to deal with it. We cuss and talk about sex and boyfriends and ex-boyfriends, and we talk about everything in my office. Just if you want to come and you have stuff that's on your mind, let it out. Get to it and decide what we're going to do, Light the torch at dawn. Here we come,
Where did that aspect of your personality come from? Was it cultivated over the years, or is it something that just comes naturally?
I've just always been kind of an oddball, black sheep of the family. The person that kind of didn't fit in anywhere. So probably there. I'm not saying I really fit in with my clientele, but they feel comfortable around me. And so, that's really all that matters.
Yeah.
We probably have listeners right now hearing you talk about waxing. They may not have ever had the procedure done before, but maybe thinking about it.
Oh.
Could you describe what that process is like, or what folks can expect when they come see you for the first time?
Okay, so I have a couple of things that I always throw out there to people when they're like, how can you do that for a living? And honestly, when you think about it, especially for Brazilian waxing, that's the one I have to sell to people, because people are like, wow, why would I want to do that?
Now, let me stop you for a second, because I know where the Brazilian wax takes place, but I'm not sure. Is that complete, everything's gone, or are you leaving a little bit?
So for me, to keep it simple for my clients, a Brazilian wax includes the butt crack. If you don't want everything off the front, you can keep however much you want. But the moment you flip over and I wax your butt, it's a Brazilian.
Okay. I think we have our soundbite for this episode. Thank you for making my day, RaeAnne. Okay, so beyond that, what can folks expect when they come see you?
So what I tell everyone, your first time is going to be your worst. Your skin is not used to it. You're not used to it. I've had people like cry because they were so nervous, and it's like, oh, honey, come on. It's not that bad. Like, this is just, we'll get through this. And I do. I don't have a lot of people. I've only had a few people cry, but it tends to be an emotional thing for some. My son's girlfriend, for one, she's very quiet and shy and to herself. And I gave her her first Brazilian. And so then when she went back into where she lives to get one before she came to see my son, obviously, she cried because she's like, you're not talking to me. And that to her was like, she needed that constant, you're doing good. Good job, you know. But there's different kinds of waxers out there. There's some waxers that don't talk at all. There's some that just want to get through it and then on to the next. And then there's some like me that I have you come in and I always ask, how was your last wax? And how's your day going? You know, what's up? And then we slowly just get into, you know, where we're waxing. And then afterwards, I get them back on the schedule and pay and, you know, make sure everything was okay. So I like to take my time because intimate waxing it's a lot, you know. Yeah. It's a lot for me. It's a lot for the client. And I just want everyone to feel comfortable and be able to, you know, be okay with it and love their service. Because most people do. Once you start waxing, you don't really ever go back to shaving unless you can't afford to continue waxing. Right. So as long as you keep waxing, your hair follicle will end up dying eventually. And so then you just end up with less and less hair. And it just gets easier and easier. So if you keep up on it, it gets better and better. If you just come in once a year and get it done, it's going to suck every year.
The process of waxing, is it like hot wax that you're putting on the area, then do you rip it off right away? Is there a what's the process there? Because I've never had it done.
Yeah, there's different ways of removing hair down there. You can get sugared. I don't do that. When I was going to school, they didn't offer that, so that was kind of a new thing after I got out of school.
What does that mean?
Sugaring, yeah. It's like a wad of sugar that they go on the skin and pull and yank, and that brings hair off. Okay. I don't really know how to explain it because I don't do that.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But I use a hard wax, which is least invasive and less painful. Also, I just stick to the fundamentals of making sure that the skin is taut, because the tauter the skin, the less pain, the less hair breakage. So you're going to end up with a good wax. And I'm also very anal retentive. So if you have a hair left over, I'm coming for it with the tweezers. And there are some clients that are like, no tweezing. And that drives me nuts because it's like, that's my work. There's hair left over. Like, no, you know. So, you know, I'm not for everyone. I always tell everyone, I'm kind of like, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm more like a shot of Fireball. So that kind of explains my personality in the waxing room. So, yeah.
Do you have male clients as well?
I do.
I'm going to guess that your female clients are way tougher than your male clients.
Well, let me tell you a funny story. So actually, this is just experience. So my men will come in and, like, men that are coming in for a back or a chest wax, they'll always be like, ah. But they come in for a Brazilian and they're like, whoa, it's okay. I got this. Okay, we're good. You know, like the masculinity comes out big time with the Brazilian. But, you know, after you get to know them and you're waxing them for a while, then, you know, we just laugh about it in the future because it's funny.
Have you ever had male clients tear up?
Yes. For back and chest, yes. Not for a Brazilian. Nope, they won't do it for a Brazilian, but for back and chest, oh yes. I've had men like halfway through a chest go, nope, can't do it. And I was like, okay, don't tell anybody I did that because it's halfway done and there's still hair left over. It's going to drive me nuts, but okay.
I'm not signing my name to that.
Exactly.
Yes. I've only seen it like in the movies, like they had a famous scene in The 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh, yes.
Right? Did you see that?
Yes.
Was that accurate?
That could be. But he's a very hairy guy.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're looking at the amount of hair that's there, yeah, that hurts. So, and I also heard his wife was very upset with him when he had it waxed because she likes the hair.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, boy. So how do you prepare someone when you're about to rip that strip off?
I just hold the skin taut and then I rip the hair off and then I smack it.
Okay.
Because that smack is what takes the initial sting away.
Okay.
And so some of my clients that have been coming to me for a long time, sometimes I'll forget to do the smack and you'll see them doing it themselves.
And does that go up? I have to ask, does that go for the butt crack as well?
No.
Okay.
The butt's actually the easiest and the less painful out of the whole.
Mark's over here picturing it.
I need a picture in my head. I'm very visual.
My ash.
Oh, my God.
No, that's not what goes on in there. Actually, what's really funny is I was working in this wellness spa in Washington, and in the front, they had a whole group of girls doing the reception area, and it was massage and hyperbarics and stuff. And so it took me about 2 years to get the owner of the wellness center in to give her first Brazilian. And so the first time I did the first rip, and she goes, "Oh, that's what that noise is." And I was like, "What the hell did you think that noise was?" And she goes, "We didn't know. We didn't even want to guess."
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Yeah. There's really nothing R-rated or X-rated with Brazilian waxing. It's very...
It's mechanical.
It is.
Right?
It is.
Yeah.
And the end results are wonderful. I mean, you don't have a mop anymore. You don't have to worry about getting hair or peanut butter out of a shag carpet. So, it all works. Everybody's cleaned up. Nobody stinks. It's all good.
Oh, my God. I have so many questions.
Ask away.
I know, right? Tell us.
Turn the mics on.
Right. RaeAnne, tell us about your most memorable client.
Oh, I don't even have my most... Okay, so I had this odd guy that would come and see me once a month in Washington State. And he wanted, like, arms and legs and, like, odd things waxed that most men don't want waxed. And I remember giving him the fill out or the form to fill out, the intake form. And he's going through everything and asking me all these questions. And then he looks at me and goes, "Oh, here it says, it asked me if I have herpes." Well, do you have herpes?
Wow.
No, but that's not the point. Like, why are you asking me? You don't need to know if I have that or not. I need to know if you have that because I can't wax you around that area because it will spread.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, that was about the oddest thing that I've ever been asked in my years of waxing. And then after that, I was just like, please just go away. Don't come back. You're weird.
How's it going, David?
I didn't know if you needed an example or anything.
Oh,
I have not waxed
You needed a
you.
visual.
David is here offering a visual. This podcast has taken a turn, JC.
It is.
Well, this is going to be a pay per listen. Now we're going to have to charge like $5 a download. Of course, we're going to give RaeAnne a cut. That's how it works, right? RaeAnne, what are you hearing from your clients after their first wax?
A lot of them say the same thing. Wow, that wasn't as painful as I thought it was going to be. And that is music to my ears because that means I did a good job. Yeah, it's probably the biggest thing.
Because there's got to be a lot of fear involved for someone who's never done it
absolutely.
before. Yeah.
And that's part of why I talk so much, And I always tell them, if I'm talking too much, just tell me to shut up. I will. I'm really just jabbering.
Come on over, David.
She did my brows for the first time.
Did I make them
David, come on over. This is gold.
Yeah.
David, I can't use this if you're not on microphone.
Well, that's why I'm way over here.
But you need to come over
I don't
here.
want any evidence.
All right, we have David joining us.
David is one
Ollie.
of my best friends, and also I've pushed him over into my office to do a few things when I need reels for marketing or when he was going to get an award presented. I wanted to make sure his face looked dewy, not moist. Dewy.
What is
But I understand moist is not the proper terminology to use when you're talking about your face. And
Gotcha. So dewy
Dewy.
is what it's called. Dewy. Have you ever heard that one before, JC?
Dewey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's just me then.
I was going to say, they're dewy, we're moist.
So what did you have done, David?
I had a facial. She's done the facial on me before and neck and all that. And then I had my brows done not too long ago. And it looked really nice when it was done. But the first time she pulled the tape off was,
Did I smack your face?
I did swear a little bit.
Did you? RaeAnne, do you get any type of enjoyment out of this?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
It's just...
No, she says with a smile.
No, I really try to make it as painless as possible.
Yeah.
It just needs to be a good
All
experience.
the time?
Well, yes. But I do have my clients that, try not to piss me off because they're like, you're going to be waxing me next, so I don't want to piss you off. Not that I wouldn't do that, but no, it's funny to hear my clients talk like I would do that, and it's like, I would never do that to you, but thank you for not pissing me off, I guess.
Do you ever have clients that want to see the strip after you?
Oh,
pulled it?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I do this one. It's called the horseshoe on the front. It's one of my last cleanup strips. And when I pull it off, it just pretty much is, the imprint of the vagina. And I'll be like, oh, yeah, look, there were a couple little hairs in there I got, because that is important to me, as you know.
It is.
All hairs.
You're a perfectionist.
I am, very much so.
I just picture you chasing someone out in the parking lot with tweezers going, I missed one. Come back.
Well, no, because that's why I take my time. When they've all cleaned up and come out of the room, I always ask them, how did I do? Did I get it all? Mm-hmm. And if they don't want tweezers, they're like, yep. But 9 times out of 10, I do.
Okay. So let's talk about some of the other services that you provide over at Simply Soft.
Okay.
Reiki, for folks who aren't familiar with Reiki, can you explain that a little bit?
I just know it's a rebalancing of your chakras. And Tracy does it with crystals. So she aligns your chakras with crystals, and then she goes and does her whole Reiki on you. Her sessions are a half hour or an hour, I think. And she also flips you over and does your back. So you're fully realigned. Mm-hmm. And I was recently went through divorce, and so as I was dealing with a lot of just hard, emotional things, I had days where I just felt, like it was the end of the world. And I would come in, and by the time she was done with me, I was like joking around and smiling and felt just way better. And so I always just tell my clients when they're going through hard times, come do a Reiki session. It does make you feel better, and it just helps you kind of get through it and get regrounded, refocused, so that you can deal with everything you need to deal with. So I do find a lot of value in that, and I do appreciate her having, her special touch and giving, or not giving, but offering that service over at my spa.
I will back you up on that because like I said, I've had Reiki before and I'm a skeptic. I'm like, this isn't going to work. Just do whatever you're going to do. It's not going to work. And it worked
Yeah,
on me.
absolutely.
And it worked on my wife. Have you ever had it, JC?
No.
No? David?
I have a long time ago. I've had a lot of different that kind of reflexology and stuff like that. In fact, we have a group that's using this space once a month for Reiki and reflexology and that. So part of the fee for using it is I get a free one.
There you go. That's a smart man right there. Yeah. RaeAnne, any other services that you would like our listeners to know about?
I just do waxing and skincare and brow tinting, lash lifts. I guess that would be about it. We just
I don't
started
know
this
what
new
those
one for backs, reset and restore back treatment. It's dry brushing and then exfoliation and a nice mask and hydration and moisture, because I don't know about you guys, but my back is so itchy during the winter here in Maine. So it's been a nice little service to offer to people. But
Wonderful.
mainly my thing is waxing.
Yeah.
So, and yeah.
And anything that needs to be waxed, you can take care of that, right?
Well, I am the 2025 International Wax Artist of the Year.
Stop. Why haven't we heard about this until now?
I don't know. I'm proud of myself, but I feel a little odd talking about it sometimes,
So how do you get that distinction?
So I went and competed at the Skin Games, which is an international competition for beauty professionals, pretty much in the aesthetics industry, and they have different categories that you can compete in, and I competed in all the waxing last year, and I came home with a first place trophy in legs, second for brows, second for Brazilian, and then the International Wax Artist of the Year, the grand one.
Wow.
That's
And
amazing.
then this year
Congratulations.
I went and judged.
Okay.
So I was invited back as a judge and got to see other fellow estheticians going for, the same award. And it was interesting. So
That's great.
quite an experience, and I'm just grateful to have had that experience.
I don't know why you're not singing that from the rooftops.
Oh, I know. I'm just...
That's not in
Yeah.
your nature, right?
And this year she was invited back as a judge.
Yeah.
Is there anything else about Simply Soft that you would like our listeners to know?
We do online scheduling, needwax.com. So it's easy online scheduling. I'm open 5 days a week, Tuesday through Saturday from about 10 to 7. And we welcome everyone and anyone.
Uncle Andy's Digest is turning 30, and you're invited to celebrate with us. Join us Friday, May 22nd from 6 to 10 p.m. at the Hilton Garden Inn Auburn Riverwatch for a night of celebration. For 3 decades, Uncle Andy's Digest has been Central Maine's community-focused monthly advertising publication, connecting local businesses with loyal readers. Enjoy 90s music from Palo Entertainment, hors d'oeuvres, a cash bar, in recognition of our longest-running advertisers, and much more. Find all the details in the latest issue of Uncle Andy's and on Facebook. We can't wait to see you there.
Our final portion of the show is called 3 Random Questions.
Oh,
where
this is going to be good.
JC and I will ask you questions that have nothing to do with Simply Soft. Although I have so many more questions. And I'm sure David has some as well.
I'm sure David's heard all
He probably
my
has.
stories.
All right. Putting your professional skills aside, what could you teach someone to do today with 100% certainty?
Oh, marketing. I've been in marketing and sales pretty much my whole life. So regardless of aesthetics, I can always get somebody but help somebody with their marketing. It's pretty much how I lose people. They're like, oh, you taught me how to market myself, so well, I'm going to go open up my own place. I'm like, great. It's awesome.
But it has changed dramatically over the past few decades.
Oh, it
with
most certainly
technology,
has.
right?
Yeah, I don't like all the new technology. I feel really stupid. So, yeah, marketing over the last couple of years has been a game changer. So trying to learn the new way of marketing has been challenging.
Sure.
But, it comes along with owning a business. You got to market it continuously. So.
If you could go anywhere new or somewhere that you've been, like right now, where would you go? Where would you take us to see?
Where would I take you guys to see?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think there's really a place. Maybe Alaska. I did the Alaska cruise. That was probably my best trip, seeing the glaciers, because it was one thing that may not be available for long term. So,
Yeah.
probably there.
Was it a good experience, the cruise?
It was wonderful.
Itself? Yeah.
It was absolutely wonderful. A lot like Maine, with like all the wildlife and the ruralness. I like it.
All right, final question, RaeAnne. What did you learn about yourself during COVID?
I could never work from home. I would be fat and alcoholic, and yeah, I would just bake and cook and eat and drink. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Was that the COVID experience for you?
Yeah. Didn't everybody else gain weight during COVID? I know I did, and almost had to put myself in, rehab. No, I'm joking, but no, it just, what else are you going to do? I got on the whole 90-day fiance kick, and yeah, I couldn't work from home. I love my home now, and I love being there, and I have a really hard time leaving, but being forced at home, yeah, that was a hard one, especially watching your business just kind of dissipate, your account go away, and you're like, oh, what am I going to do? But there's a lot of programs that helped us get reestablished and back in business. So I'm very grateful for that.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time today.
Absolutely. Thank you.
We so appreciate you, and best of luck with all the waxing you're going to
come on over and
oh boy,
get a Brazilian.
Oh boy. David.
What do you get the man that has everything in life? You get him a Brazilian.
After my eyebrow wax, I walked out, and there was another gentleman going in for a full wax, and I looked at him. I said, "Good luck."
Good advice.
I'm sure he laughed. It's Rae. She's great.
Yeah. I guess he had it done several times before, so
he's a veteran.
He enjoyed
My male clients tend to come and stay, because I make them comfortable, So as long as they make me comfortable, I make them comfortable. But, it is what it is.
Thanks to Ruper's Beverage and Redemption and DeBlois Electric for sponsoring today's episode. If you're a business or nonprofit here in the Western Maine area and would love to join us on Lydia's Lunch Bunch, I'd love to connect with you. You can reach me directly at jc@lydiamediallc.com. That's JACEY@lydiamediallc.com.